things than what women can do. Completely off the scale here. We don't see a society full of females out there. But if you think about it, the more female the mind gets, the more emotion, the more fetishy she becomes. I have a fetish. In my past, I used to fuck women, use vaginas with strap-ons and shit, and get paid. That's alpha shit. I have OCD with used vaginas. You can consider that a kind of a fetish if you want. But please understand this. This is just a response video to his video. That's all, okay? And I want to make it very clear that logic is important. So when you start looking down upon the male, which is, they are the more the victims now these days, because times change, people change. No longer are women burned at the stake. No longer women are burned at the stake. We're not looking at these times now. We're not going that far back. They're not crucified as much. As a matter of fact, women are taking advantage of men more. You may call it karma. You can call it anything you want. Karma, dharma, I don't know. But that's how this life works. It's perpetual energy in the human trapezoid body. But I see illogical shit everywhere I go. This is why I don't hang with people, because when I ask a question, then they don't never answer it correctly. I'll say, hey, you stepped on a fly by accident. Don't you think you can be stepped on by accident in your next life? You can leave this life, but it's too exciting. Why? I just played Serena's Sacrifice, Sacrifice, and I beat that game. Most people won't be able to beat that game because it's more of a schizophrenic approach to things. You got to think outside the box when you play Serena's Sacrifice. It's called Hellblade. Check it out, okay? I beat the goddamn game. And then people complained and said it was too hard. Now, there was only 2 sections that I got stuck in, okay? And I wish there was multiple endings, though. But it would have been awesome if you made different choices. I hope they improved on Sunuya's Sacrifice, Hellblade. Just look it up yourself. I also made a video of it, so check it and search it, okay? And though I'm not as popular as Morgue because of its articulation and its color scheme, okay? I'm just trying to be logical, okay, as usual, okay? As a man with common sense. Understand that eventually, all of the emotion that you have to twist and thwart, okay, your emotions because you don't have it in check through isolation. Your meticulousness is lost. You become lazy. And no matter what complex shit you want to make things, you want to change some things. And it's okay to want to change things. But understand this, there are people who already been through in past lives, now this is reincarnation, who've already went through the emotional turmoils. And it was nothing but chaos back in those days. Medieval times. Before religion, it was medieval times, goddammit. You watched the Game of Thrones. You already know there was multiple beasts and creatures upon this planet. But you only thinking of humans? How could you just do that? Don't be a foolish human being and think that every human being you see is a motherfucking human. There are people born with motherfucking negative HR rhesus monkey factor and funky motherfucking all sorts of genes that you never have heard before. But you thinking in a human term, you can't do that. Some species are not meant to be merged with other species. But if you start thinking on that path to say, okay, I'm a fucking cat, meow, meow. And you're not really a cat, okay? And biologically, someone checks you out, and I'm pretty sure you're a male, okay? But deep down inside, you feel like you're a cat. You better keep that shit behind closed doors, motherfucker. This is all unscripted. And I'm definitely more crazier than Morgue. I think I'm more intelligent, too, even though you read all the books. You don't need to read a lot of books to know math. You can make up your own goddamn math. But understand this very clear. By listening to people who articulate themselves so clearly and so precisely, okay, you can be swooned and be convinced. I'm not trying to convince shit. You go ahead and do those things illogically, emotionally. Put your heart on your sleeve all you fucking want. I'm the same way. I don't want people subscribing to me. I didn't ask, but remember now, he gets more donations than I do now. I've been on the YouTube since 2012. I have not been an entertainer or sword swallower or anything, but I've been doing some other shit much more crazier. But I dealt in the magic arts. My shit works, okay? So I'm not trying to convince you. I keep my mouth shut, okay? But since I'm on YouTube, that's all I wanted to say. Check my motherfucking videos. Share my shit, okay? To give me my donations in my Patreon, okay? Because I got different videos in my Patreon compared to what I'm... But in my intro throws off a lot of motherfuckers, which is a good idea. I thought it was a method to my motherfucking madness. But go ahead and keep thinking emotional with emotional chaos. Though, I like the chaos and destruction. Okay? I just want to see... I'm just curious of how far it's going to take it. It makes this life more interesting. Keep taking... Go ahead and go with the chaos. Now, the one thing I disagree with, being forced to do things, sure. The force can be beneficial. Okay? Force can be beneficial. But vaccinations and all other bullshit, I don't really agree with forced vaccinations and all other shit. But that's another topic for another day. The moral what I'm saying here is that if you become on the left, to me, left is emotional. That's why they say far left. You're not doing enough research. You're not logical enough. But you can't be too logical because you'll be from another world. I hope you understand that. Another world means that you can fit in with everybody, but at the same time you keep your mouth shut. But if you do talk and you give them a simple solution because of your experiences and your past lives and other people's past lives, they won't listen until they learn through the experience for themselves. This is why you're here, so you can experience all of the sorrows and suffering because of emotional turmoil. I like the emotional turmoil. Don't get me wrong. I hear the voices all the time. Does he hear any voices? Does Morgue hear any voices? And I just made a video about those who only hear one voice. I just made a video about it. My shit is completely off the racks here now. But he's my boy, though, man. I wish when he was growing up, he probably didn't have that many friends. But, of course, I didn't have that many friends as well either. I just felt that the penis, to use logic, does not belong up the shithole. Though some females told me it feel good and it feels some spots up in there and shit. He may not haven't had as much pussy as I had seen, okay? I don't fuck use vaginas, okay? I found my wife from Ethiopia and I got videos. I make my own porn with strap-ons, okay? And I get paid, so we on two different scales here, okay? But other than that, that's all I wanted to say, you brothers and sisters of Light and Dark Wisdom, to my page. And you know how to donate. You know how to go to my Patreon. You know how to share. And make sure you understand that I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Peace.